I know what happened to my Colts. It always happens to my Colts first game of the year. They haven't won an opener since 2013 when the Oakland Raiders and Terrell Pryor came into Lucas Oil Stadium. What happened to your Titans?
They couldn't stop the run. I think, look, credit to Saquon Barkley, who appears to be back 100% healthy. We know how dynamic he is. He's the number 3 overall pick for the Giants, hasn't been able to stay healthy. But he looks like he's back to 100%. And the Titans allowed the Giants to rush for over 200 yards. And I don't have the numbers in front of me, but when you let an NFL team rush for over 200 yards against you, the chances that you're going to win are really, really low. So the Titans got up 13-0 at the half, gave up a couple of monster plays to effectively get it tied back to 13. I give credit to Brian Daboll for going for it on the 2-point conversion. Titans got to make that field goal. I thought they managed it really poorly down the stretch, blew the timeout there. But in that scenario, when you're up 13-0 at home in the second half with the ball to start the second half, Titans play calling on 3rd and short has been questionable for a while. They blew a couple of drives there with unnecessary hijinks, it appeared to me. I don't know if Derrick Henry's going to ever be back to the same level of back he was last year before the injury. We'll see. He's not there yet. And ultimately, Ryan Tannehill is somewhere around the 14th or 15th best quarterback in the NFL. And the challenge I think that your Colts are going to face and that my Titans are going to face is the AFC is stacked at young quarterbacks, the likes of which we've never seen before. And it's not evenly distributed across both the AFC and the NFC, whether you're talking about Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. You can just run through a murderer's row now of incredible young talent. I didn't even mention Josh Allen, who I think may be the best of all of them. I mean, that's 5 studs right off the top that I just rattled off, all around 25 or 26 years old. And I don't know, the Matt Ryans of the world, the Ryan Tannehills of the world, if they were in the NFC, I think maybe there's more of a chance there. Russell Wilson, who I didn't even mention, is now in the AFC too. So the lopsided quarterback talent in the AFC is off the charts. How young they are is also the case. And so I feel like the Titans have missed their window. I said it when they lost to the Bengals last year and choked away that home playoff game. It wasn't just that they lost. It was that it felt like a chance to really make a run. They won, 2 straight divisions, lost at home, 2 straight playoff chances, had the 1 run to the AFC Championship. But I think this group is done in terms of being able to contend for titles. And that was just kind of confirmation of what we saw in New York. I was talking with my boys. I took my 2 youngest boys to the game, Dan. And last year when we were walking back after they choked against the Bengals, there's this walk over the bridge, very solemn, very quiet, where you as a fan just kind of sit there. And I think to myself, like, why am I putting myself through this? Right? Like, it's one thing if you get upset about things you can control. I hate giving other people control over my emotions, and that's what being a fan is. And the older I get, the more disgusted I get by it, because in most of my life, the things that I can control go pretty well. I mean, I'm happy. I got healthy kids. I got I think, somewhat happy wife, good career, love what I get to do. And then my team suck. And so I'm having that, morose walk over the bridge, wondering why in the world have I ever put myself in this position where, my team chokes away a playoff. And then, the Bengals banged through whatever it was, like a 52-yard field goal to win that game on the final play of the game. And then, flip back to Sunday, 2 days ago, and the Titans choke away a very makeable field goal to lose on a missed field goal on the flip side. And I'm also angry again after waiting 9 months to be able to do that. So anyway, my point on this, Dan, I remember several years ago on my old Outkick show, I was in Atlanta for the Super Bowl. And I think I'm not sure who was playing in the Atlanta Super Bowl. They all kind of run together. But it was the year after, I believe, the Falcons had choked, or a couple of years after the Falcons had choked away the 28-3 Super Bowl lead over the Patriots. And I had an old guy driving me in an Uber. And we were talking, and I asked him whether he was a Falcons fan. And he said, nope. And I said, oh, it's interesting. You're just not a big football guy. And he said, no. So I was a big football guy. He said, I retired as a fan after that Super Bowl. He said, I was so disgusted. I was so angry at the Falcons that he said, you retire from work. He said, like I do this Uber thing for fun. I'm a, retired guy, 65 plus, but he's like, hey, I like driving around, talking to people in the Uber. It gives me a few hours of, something to do. But he said, I just decided, why wouldn't I retire as a fan? He said, the Falcons were taking a lot more from me than they were given. Why would I let them keep doing that? And I thought, that's kind of rational. Part of me is like, I wouldn't mind retiring as a fan either. So that conversation has always stuck with me with that Uber driver that I had down at the Super Bowl down in Atlanta, 3 or 4 years ago.